Hello and welcome back. My name is Liz and I'm the creator of Pen to Paper. In today's video, we're going to be discussing how to write an effective conclusion paragraph. If you haven't seen my previous video on body paragraphs, be sure to check it out. It will help you understand how the conclusion fits into the bigger picture of your essay. In this video, I'll be walking you through the steps to craft a strong, impactful conclusion that wraps up your argument or discussion and leaves a lasting impression on your reader. I'll also break it down into manageable steps so you can easily apply it to your own writing. Before we jump into the specifics, I want to quickly mention that every student has their own writing style. The method I'm sharing today works best for me, but it might not be the best fit for everyone, and that's okay. The most important thing is to find an approach that suits you. If you like this method, great. If you don't worry. Keep trying new strategies until you find one that clicks. Now let's talk about conclusion paragraphs. The conclusion is your last opportunity to make an impact on your reader. It's where you tie everything together and leave your audience with something to think about after they've finished reading. Think of it like the closing scene of a movie. You want to wrap things up in a way that feels satisfying and final. So how do you write a conclusion that does all of that? I like to think of it as a 3-step process. By following this structure, you'll be able to write a conclusion that sums up your essay and reinforces your argument without sounding repetitive. I've created this outline to demonstrate the breakdown of a conclusion paragraph. You can find a PDF of this outline in the description below. This outline will cover the general structure of a conclusion, but remember that different types of essays may require slight adjustments. I'll be covering some variations in future videos. For now, let's look at the basic outline for a conclusion paragraph. First is a generalized statement. This is where you restate your thesis and remind the reader of the main point or argument of your essays. Then are your summary sentences. Summarize the key points you made and briefly explain the main arguments or evidence you presented in the body paragraphs. And finally, your closing sentence. End with a statement that leaves the reader thinking or reinforces the significance of your topic. Now let's dive deeper into each part. Your thesis statement is the backbone of your essay, so you'll want to restate it in your conclusion. But don't just copy it word for word, paraphrase it so it sounds fresh but still reminds your reader of the central argument or purpose of your essay. This will reinforce your point and provide a sense of closure. After restating your thesis, briefly summarize the main arguments or points you made in your body paragraphs. This doesn't mean repeating everything you've said, but rather highlighting the key ideas that support your thesis. This helps reinforce the argument and reminds the reader of your main points. The final sentence is your chance to leave a lasting impression. It could be a call to action, a thought-provoking idea, or a reflection on the broader significance of your topic. This closing thought should feel like the final note in a song. It should resonate and wrap things up on a high note. Now let's look at an example. For your generalized statement, your thesis might have been, climate change will cause a shift in the planet's temperature, leading to negative environmental impacts. You must take action now, as reducing carbon emissions will not only benefit the environment, but also have positive social and economic effects. To restate this in your conclusion, you may write, to prevent further environmental damage, urgent steps must be taken to address the growing threat of climate change. For the sake of this example, I used one summary sentence. As discussed, the scientific evidence is clear, the economic benefits are undeniable, and policy changes are already within reach. Now this summary sentence acts as if I had paragraphs about the scientific evidence supporting climate change, the economic benefits of ending climate change, and policy changes that are being instated to make things better. And finally, my closing sentence, the time to act is now. And by taking decisive steps, we can secure a healthier, more sustainable future for generations to come. As the outline made these sentences individually look small, let's look at it in one big paragraph. To prevent further environmental damage, urgent steps must be taken to address the growing threat of climate change. As discussed, the scientific evidence is clear, the economic benefits are undeniable, and policy changes are already within reach. The time to act is now. And by taking decisive steps, we can secure a healthier, more sustainable future for generations to come. And there you have it. That's how you can structure an effective conclusion paragraph, by restating your thesis, summarizing your main points, and finishing with a strong closing thought. you'll be able to leave a powerful impression on your reader. Please note that in the description below I included an exercise to identify the different sentences in the conclusion paragraph. In my next video, I'll be discussing how to write an informative essay. This is Liz and Pen to Paper. Thank you for watching.